Welcome to the desert for a second time in week 28. It's FC Tucson against Tormenta FC. Welcome one and all to Keno Sports Complex. My name is Mark Schoenster. A big one here tonight. You've got one side, the home side, FC Tucson, looking to keep up in the playoff race. Meanwhile, Tormenta fighting on the brink of elimination if they do not get 3 points here today. Let's take a look at the standings. A lot has happened today. Some crazy stuff has passed by. And this is where it stands. Richmond, Greenville both encroaching upon Chattanooga after they lost to Toronto today. And then, of course, here at the bottom half of the table, Tucson going to have to hop Toronto with 3 points today. And Tormenta, with a loss or draw, are eliminated from playoff contention. So everything is on the line tonight for them. And they're going to have to go up against two deadly wingers in Derry Corf and Shaq Adams, along with a couple of other winging options that FC Tucson have at their disposal. These guys love to get to work on the outside, and Tormenta are going to have their hands full with the kind of talent and the prowess that they've got at their disposal in Tucson. Corf will start on the bench. Shaq Adams, though, he'll be in the starting lineup, but I would expect the number 9 to show up here in the second half, maybe in the first half. But when we talk about goal-scoring opportunities and goal-scoring guys, Azad Liadi is the first one you got to think about on Tormenta's side of things. Scored his first hat trick, and it's the first hat trick in franchise history just last weekend in what was the most absurd, bizarre game that League One has ever seen. A 4-4 result at Drive Pink Stadium, and Liadi was on fire. The guy can do no wrong right now. He's been training brilliantly, and he's coming to play a team that he used to play for in FC Tucson. So if he wasn't already hot, he's even got extra motivation to fire it back against his former team. Well, both teams have a lot to play for tonight. Kickoff lineups coming up next on ESPN+. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's Tucson and Tormenta FC, and it's coming up next.
Hi, this is Dr. Mo Mortazavi, Medical Director at Spark Sports Medicine, Rehabilitation and Concussion Center. In general, we like to cover a few different domains: cognitive domain, balance, vision. We know that all the research has shown that early intervention after a concussion, particularly in the areas that have been affected, are critical. Our efforts will help keep the team healthy and moving towards our goal of a championship this year.
Are you ready to take back control? It starts with a choice. Don't blame the system for their greed, for treating you like a number and not a person, because you have the power to do something about it. Don't make them too big to fail. Make your future too strong to fail. Put your money where your values lie, and take back control.
And we're back at Keno North Stadium for FC Tucson and Tormenta FC. Critical match tonight between the two sides. Tucson looking to enter double digits in the winning category. Tormenta looking to match Tucson at win number 9. Lots on the line, of course, here tonight. And it's been quite a while since these two teams have played each other, too. Last time they met was May 1st. So quite transparent since then. It was also the first match that Tucson played all season. If you want to talk about two teams that have changed the most since the season began, it's these two guys. And I mean, there's example number 1. Josh Phelps scored a goal. Adrian Billhart's playing. He got the assist. And then Shaq Adams, though, you know, some things don't change. There he is, getting one back for Tucson. But then late in the game, another constant, Marco Micheletto, an absolute banger. 3-1 was your final score in that one as we take a look at the lineups now. For the home side, no Dakota Barnathan due to a suspension. But for the rest of that, though, pretty typical lineup. Kevin Rodriguez, though, getting his 3rd start of the season in place of Derry Corf. maybe trying to switch some legs out, given they did play on Wednesday, and Corf definitely has a high work rate. So Kevin Rodriguez the shot to show some things. Meanwhile, Tormenta's side, a lot of the typical stuff for the lineup at this point in the season. And the two deadly duo up top, Marco Micheletto and Azad Liati, those are the two that they're going to be relying on to score some goals today. They're going to need it, especially if this game devolves into what happened last Sunday at Dry Pink Stadium. Goals may end up opening up this game. They're not afraid of it happening. Obviously, they'd like to avoid a track meet. White kits against black kits. As you see our head official today, Adore Monroy. Can Tormenta fend off elimination tonight? Or is Tucson, for that matter, gonna put them to bed and keep their playoff hopes in good standing? We've got an interesting 90 minutes coming your way here. And it starts with Tormenta pushing forward and winning themselves a corner kick. That's Noah Frankie. Talented right back. Definitely say he's in contention for Team of the Year from that spot. Might have my vote. I'm going over to take the corner kick. A little heads up. They already got a set piece chance. Now they're gonna have to come out of the gate and play well. Need some inspired performances here in these last two matches. This one swings in, headed on target, and it's just off the mark. That would have been a way to kick things off. It's just not quite good enough, but it's a promising start. Nico Callahan, the guy, looking for goal number 2 on the season. So as things stand, mentioned earlier, they'll be without Dakota Barnathan today, Tucson, due to a red card. Another brutal challenge on Wednesday. I talked to John Perlman, head coach of Tucson, about how they adjusted to that in that game. And he said, we got through the half with the personnel we had on the field, we made our adjustments out the locker room, and we created chances. Then we conceded on a set piece and very quickly after had the penalty. And he said that the result felt terrible. But there's no time to feel terrible. We have to be thinking about Tormenta. It's incredibly disappointing, but we have to move on. We're still in control of our own destiny, so we can't hang our heads. You see there. Maybe Lapsley would have been there in time, but that's a pace behind it. Of course, John Perlman, I mentioned when we were looking at the highlights from that game in May, two teams that have really changed drastically throughout this season. From Tucson's side, it wasn't really a personnel or formation change. It was that head coaching swap. John Perlman came in, maybe injected some new life, and Tucson kicked off and went running. They're sitting in 11th place, and then righted the ship. Now here they are. Maybe some wouldn't have expected it. We've got a lot of fans here tonight. And on the other side of things, Ian Cameron, he has had a lot of personnel changes, injuries, tactical adjustments after seeing what they were putting on the pitch. They have been a resilient bunch. Right now, they're just hanging on by a thread. Really could have used a victory last weekend. They were up 4-3, but conceded a late goal in what was the highest scoring USL League One match in history. Last time they played at Dry Pink Stadium, Ian Cameron said that it was an advertisement for League One. It was a 2-2 draw in that case. So I asked him, so what was that one? This one gets punched away by Pablo Jara. Noah Frankie on the ball once again. João Delgado will play it out. Here's Schenfeld's ball with some pace. I have a feeling we're going to see just a lot of back and forth here tonight. Both sides love to get up the pitch fast. But Ian Cameron said the game on Friday, or Sunday, as we take a look at the Arizona women's soccer team, all coming in attendance tonight to watch some professional soccer, coached by first-year head coach Becca Moros. just got picked up as their head coach on June 16th of this year. So, fresh face for the program in a uber competitive Pac-12. Probably the best women's soccer conference in the nation. ACC may have something to say about that, but the Pac-12 has produced some fantastic teams and some fantastic talent throughout the years, many of which, of course, are the names you would know from the U.S. women's national team. Some of those girls in those stands looking to be the next one. So what was that 4-4 game last weekend? Ian Cameron said it was a basketball game, which drew out a laugh from me immediately. And he expanded upon that, though, and said it was brilliant for spectators, horrific for coaches. Afterwards, him and Darren Powell looked at each other with exhaustion. He said, we both knew the thought in the other's head was, what just happened here? And they're good friends, so they kind of shrugged it off and gave a little laugh. They were just absolutely flabbergasted by what had transpired. And Ian Cameron said, we can't fault our boys, though. They left it all out there, even after going down a man. We left frustrated, but I was proud of them. We did everything in our power to win that one. It was just one of those wild, wild days. I don't know if I can even say that with a straight face. It was a remarkable affair. And he's right. It was wildly entertaining for spectators. Gonna get a foul here. Thought maybe they would have played advantage, but Nicoletto will go into the books. Yellow card number 9. Ties him at the top of League One, and yellow cards accrued throughout the year.
Vantage West yellow card on Tormenta.
Yeah, that's just
number 10,
that's
Marco.
You can maybe almost argue that's a red from behind, late challenge. That Vantage West yellow, or Vantage West Credit Union yellow card.
Let's go, Tucson.
So I may argue he's lucky that he's still on the pitch here. But I do wonder why don't the officials let them play on there in that moment. Shaq Adams had the ball and was nearly encroaching upon the penalty area, and that's a space you like to see Shaq Adams in. But Tucson do like their set pieces as well, so it's not the worst of trade-offs. A little bit high there, but Fox couldn't get it behind it. That one goes over the fence and out. That'll take a couple of minutes for ball boy to go get. Of course, that's Kalen Fox going to be starting on that back line. He's one of the guys who'll have to take the mantle of Dakota Barnathan. You see he's wearing the captain's armband, so that's the one that typically Barnathan wears. But John Perlman's confident that he'll bring the drive along with his teammates to make up the absence of a guy like Barnathan. There's one thing that Tucson and John Perlman and his coaching staff are looking for in this game. It's intensity just out the gate. He mentioned that the savagery we have in practice needs to show up in games. We are so competitive in practice, and it just needs to come out when the first whistle blows. It's just how deep this roster is. It's no surprise that practices are just intense affairs. As Kone moves forward, tries to poke it. Calixtro's shot is squeezed out by a couple defenders, and Hara hops on it. Gio Calixtro trying to make something happen. From one keeper to the other. Pablo Harda, Wallace Lapsley, two respectable guys in their own rights. And back the other way. So on one hand, you got a wild 4-4 draw that Tormenta's coming off of. On the other hand, you've got that disappointing 2-0 loss Tucson suffered on Wednesday against North Carolina FC. Fire back here. Here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez shrugging off defender, tries to get it past Hara, but the savvy veteran is able to get his feet on it and deflects it out for a corner kick. Kevin Rodriguez, his 15th appearance this season, but only his 3rd start. Coming from Pasadena, Texas. We've got corner kick brought to you by Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch. This one swings in. Fox can't get on it. Here's Dennis now. Charlie Dennis. He could take a shot. It's step 2 by Obinwa. He sniffed danger. Oh, it's going to be a hopeful ball, looking to give it right back to Dennis. And you get it to Liotti. Hasn't had a lot of touches on the ball yet. Team of the week, player of the week, and our player to watch tonight for Tormenta. And although Tucson is ailing over that 2-0 loss to the bottom of the table, North Carolina FC, every other coach, every other team, especially those in the middle of the table, saw that result and thought, oh, okay, things have opened up a little bit, and Ian Cameron was no exception. He said the door creeped open just a bit last night. Shaq Adams, his ball is deflected. Could be followed up by Schenfeld, cleared away. Here's Liotti showing that physicality. They'll play it off to Summersaw, but no connection there. Those are the 2 former Tucson players trying to connect with each other. Summersaw and Liotti. But the door creeped open, given that Tucson result. And Ian Cameron told his guys, let's go out there and be the better team for our last 2 matches. And to galvanize his group. A fair game here, says our head official, Dory Monroy. I want to go all the way back to Pablo Hara. Strolls his way across the pitch before giving it back to Fox. They'll be cautious as they move down the pitch. Kalikstra now. He progresses. It's tapped away before it finds its way back to Schenfeld. Tucson applying some pressure and holding the ball in the attacking half. That was a nifty little ball. Looking for Dennis, but it will go out for a goal kick. Let's take a look at the injury report brought to you by Athletico Physical Therapy. Toby Uzo, only guy out for Tucson. Of course, Barnathan out with a suspension. And then some of the familiar faces for Tormenta. Just been out all season long. That'll be a foul drawn by Liotti. That'll be a free kick for Tormenta. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. So I may look at Tormenta as a team that has been unfortunate at many roadblocks throughout this season, at many corners, and talking to John Perlman about his assessment of his upcoming opponents, he mentioned that we've been watching them for a few weeks now, given the fact that they've been playing common opponents for us. And he said that they're a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team which is kind of what other teams say about us. You mentioned that they struggled on defense at times, but every team has had bouts of making critical mistakes this season. And he finished it off with saying, we have everything to play for, and so do they. That's something you cannot overlook. This free kick from Luca Meyer-Feltien. Wait for some things to get hashed out over in the penalty area. Liotti talking to our head official. More like the other way around. Going at it with Kalen Fox. That one gets headed on target. The follow-up is here, and it goes through the arms of Lapsley, but the flag does go up. I thought maybe that would be the case. Nico Callahan, once again getting an opportunity. Maybe not the usual for him, being just one of the center backs. What a header from Micheletto. That is crazy. That replay brought to you by RightSure, the right insurance from pets to jets. That'll be a free kick for Tucson. A much better team now than in May, according to Ian Cameron. He said that group is super talented, and he figured they would get things right this season. And he saw that they were kind of in the slumps for a lot of the year. And he said that they're one of the hottest teams in the league, and they have been sharp in their finishing. And being the numbers guy that he is, he said that Tucson is a team that often beat their expected goals number. Always a man to crunch the numbers, Ian Cameron, and he noticed that as a bit of an anomaly that Tucson consistently find themselves in. Just very clinical with their finishing. Some good work from Rodriguez. He enters the 18, tries to chip it to Calixtro, but can't get past Thorne. Quick passes here. Now Noah Frankie. And he thinks to take the shot himself, but it spills out in the follow-up. It rattles its way into the back of the net, and Kevin Rodriguez gets his first goal of the season. Met with embrace and celebration from his teammates. He earned himself the start today, and now he's earned his team the lead. This FC Tucson goal brought to you by C. Charo. It's Kevin Rodriguez, the 25-year-old. Look at him there. Hasn't been the healthiest this season, but he didn't look that way tonight.
That C. Charo goal was scored by number 11, Kevin.
Sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time. Hara got the save, but he didn't deal with it completely. That's a lot of pace behind that shot from Frankie. Maybe a harder shot to completely engulf for Pablo Hara, and Kevin Rodriguez was waiting for it. Rodriguez, again, first goal of the season, and again, guy just trying to get back into the lineup, trying to get back some minutes, and here he is. Last played for RGV Toros in the USL Championship. Also former NIU Husky. It's a great moment for him, and it's a great spot for Tucson now. A lot of teams around the league maybe watching this game and hoping for the opposite result. Tucson loss helps out the cause for teams like New England, Greenville, Richmond. How long does it take for Tormenta to start throwing everything at the Tucson back line as we see a well appropriately addressed fan in the stands? I'm all for crazy apparel at sporting events. That guy's got his mind in the right place. Crowd involved in it too here. The goal always does a number to spark up the noise. I'm sure that outside of just going to the playoffs for Tucson, I'd love to get a playoff game here at Keno North Stadium. Here's Liotti moving forward. He'll play it out wide for Luca Meyer-Feltian. His ball a little bit too far ahead of Marco Micheletto. Here's Tucson again. Well, the key so far is worked out for the home side. According to John Perlman, he said, we have to keep Liotti in front of us, and we have to know where Micheletto is at all times. He must be denied service. Have to let someone else on their team beat them. And it's been a relatively quiet game thus far from the dangerous duo up top. A couple touches from each of them, but neither one have had the chance to lace a shot on Wallace Lapsley. Look at that number right there. Spotless for Tucson thus far this season when scoring first. On that graphic after that. Not the most promising for Tormenta conceding first. They have done it, and they're going to need to do it tonight. Once again, everything on the line. They can't even come away with a draw. They've got to find more than one goal. 3 points is not a desired result. It's the only result that's acceptable for the visitors. Granted, it wasn't even at home that they made that one win after conceding first. So we take a look at some of the coaches, including Ian Cameron for Tormenta. It was on the road at Greenville where they went down 2-0 and then came back and won 3-2 against the Triumph. I'm sure Greenville will not like seeing Tormenta in the playoffs, so this result will please them because they have had the best luck against their rivals from Statesboro. It's Liotti down, and that'll warrant a yellow card. Liotti slow to get up. Week 27 player of the week, Azad Liotti. So we take a look at this right shore replay. Oof, just a rough collision. And Maxi Schenfeld. His 9th yellow card of the season, which also puts him into that top of the yellow card category, tied with several other players, including Marco Micheletto. Obviously not a stat race you want to be involved in, but it is just one of the caveats of playing physical. This is going to be a Tormenta corner. Stefan Muller will be the one on this ball. Fantastic story, him. We'll talk about it. Talk about it later here in this broadcast, but guy's a trooper. Not a bad ball, but it only meets Kalen Fox. Make its way over to Muller. Required some extra effort, but he's still on it. Muller still going. Here he is, playing it out, trying to find O'Callahan. Won't connect. But an offensive spell for Tormenta at this moment. Somersault making a move forward. Not on the same page there, though, with Obuchi Obinwa. Gift wrapped that ball right back to Shaq Adams. Talking about Somersault, though, and Azad Liati. Two guys who back at a familiar stadium here at Keno North and playing against the former team. But on the topic of Liati, obviously, he's been the guy to talk about for Tormenta, coming off a hat trick. And even before that, has just been the hot hand or hot foot, to be more precise, for Tormenta on the goal scoring side of things. And Ian Cameron said it himself. 8 goals in the last 5 matches for him. His last 5 matches, that is. As well as one back by Candela, despite the appeals for a handball. Liati's just been great, and according to Ian Cameron, he's been fantastic in training. Got even more reps on his week off when he had the yellow card suspension, and here he is now. Won't draw the foul. Now it's Tucson on the other end. Shaq Adams pushes the ball for a moment. Now they'll try to hold the ball on the attacking side of things. Here's Schenfeld. And he'll give it all the way back to his back line. They don't really need to be urgent anymore, Tucson. They've got the lead they need. Of course, they shouldn't underestimate the goal-scoring prowess of Tormenta. Both teams coming into this game, 35 total goals. Of course, Tormenta has played a couple more games. We always talk about the firepower of Tucson. Tormenta, they've got their fair share of goal scorers too. Or talk about Liati, Marco Micheletto, also a dangerous prospect, and Lukamire Feltzian creates tons of chances. Trying to find Liati there. He's well met by Kalen Fox. Tormenta continue to try and feed those guys and give them the opportunities to create some magic. That's the kind of thing you look for when you're in a corner and in a tough spot in the season. Ask your big playmakers to make something happen. But so far they've been subdued by this Tucson side. Here's a little something. Will the flag go up? No, it will not. Azad Liati tries to square into the middle. He can't get it there, but Muller follows up on it. The flag stays down, and we have a level game here in Arizona. And with the swing, it's gone and out of here. Stefan Muller, 4th goal of the season. I said I'd talk about him later, but I think now's the time to talk about the fact that this guy is playing on one good foot. Broke his foot right before the preseason ended. It pseudo-recovered. But you wouldn't know it with the way he's been playing. Liati tried to square it. It got a piece of Lapsley, but that wasn't going to keep Muller from finding an equalizer here. Determination is probably the best word to describe Stefan Muller. Mentioned got a fracture in his foot last week of preseason. It took him 9 weeks to get back, which is a phenomenally short amount of time. And according to Ian Cameron, he's just been such a pro. His nutrition, his exercising, all of those things, his discipline has brought him back that fast. And it hasn't been fully healed. This foot is not at peak condition. And because of that, throughout this entire season, the guy has only practiced 1 time a week. Just let that sink in. 1 time a week, Stefan Mueller has been practicing. Other guys get to practice. I mean, you pick up a knock every now and then, but the idea is you get 3, 4, 5 practices in a week, depending on the schedule, and he's had to work with just one every single week throughout this season. Despite not getting a ton of touches throughout the year in those training sessions, and we're going to get a free kick for Tucson. Cameron said he's been exceptional all season, Mueller, and I can't wait to see what he could do in the future. But he still has some things to give right now. Let's take a look at this foul here, because it has drawn the ire of the Tucson faithful. First Obinwa, and then the follow-up from Candela. We get this replay. Tucson maybe looking to find a response immediately off the set piece. They love scoring on set pieces. And they also pride themselves in being very tough to break on a set piece. It's Delgado, and his shot will sky over. Tonight's match presenting sponsor is RightSure Insurance. RightSure insures everything from pets to jets, homes, auto, RVs, ATVs, commercial, business, bonds, and more. Visit rightsure.com for more information. We got a 1-1 game here. Get this game right. We get a foul drawn by Marco Micheletto. John Perlman said we have to get the personnel right tonight, and more importantly, the execution right. So we get some disdain from Charlie Dennis. Tied for the lead on the team with goals, and then leads with 6 assists. Big offensive weapon, Charlie Dennis. To get the execution right, John Perlman said. He said that we've put ourselves in a worse situation due to the Wednesday result, but it's time to step up either way. We haven't done well at home in this stretch, so we got to change that. Summersaw trying to pull off some acrobats there. Forward, Dennis is the one who got the touch on it, but in traffic, and we'll go back to Tormenta. Little touch there from Mueller, trying to get it to Micheletto. There's no avail in the end. Loving the crowd involvement tonight here at Keno North Stadium. Stomping on the bleachers and making some noise for their side. Here as well. Here's Leotti. And they make another play happen. A lob it in the middle. Mueller, but it's right down the gut. And a whistle will be blown either way. And a little bit too physical there, Stefan Mueller. But he's feeling it right now. 1 goal, not enough for him. Not this night. 45 minutes have transpired. 2 unassisted goals, according to the stat sheet. Of course, there are definitely people to thank for both of them. Here's Calixtro. Square out to Delgado. He could fire the shot here. He does so. May have taken a deflection, but in the end, it was just not the best attempt from João Delgado. His 14th start this season. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist on the year, and back at the beginning of the season scored a fantastic strike. I believe it was against Toronto. That was over at Casa Grande. That goes to show you just how long ago it was. Tucson was in Arizona with, or Toronto was in Arizona with Tucson. Going up against a team that has had some road success this season, Tormenta. It's tough to win on the road. They've gotten 3 wins, 3 draws, and they've looked the part on the road. And they are holding their own here today as well. Asked Ian Cameron what goes into finding road success, and he said that we don't treat games any differently on the road. The other team typically has more possession as well when they're at home. That's the typical thing. He said that we're comfortable playing the counter game. We've got the weapons and the pieces to do that. So it's not too detrimental to their game as man in question, Ian Cameron, is going to get a yellow card. Smug look on his face will clap to encourage his team on. 8-12-6 this year, but 11 wins to his name since he took over as the head coach for Tormenta last season.
Vantage West yellow card, Tormenta FC head coach, Ian Cameron.
So I guess he'll just have to watch his tongue for the rest of the game. 1-1 to pick up another yellow card and be out for your final game of the year. Waiting for everything to get sorted here, Charlie Dennis. Still some indignation. Dorian Monroy. Going to keep everything squared away. Dennis's ball bounces through several players and finds its way all the way over to the right side for Kalen Fox. His ball gets sent in and no one looking for it. That's a flat feet there. That'll be a Tormenta throw. With sights set on home field advantage, El Paso Locomotive welcomes an OKC Energy side looking to remain above the playoff line. It's El Paso and OKC Sunday, October 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Mohamed Kone, or Mo Kone for short. Tough challenge by Mueller there, but Frankie's able to get back up on his feet. Bit of a lucky deflection there, but well stepped to by Tucson. Here's Calixtro, making his way forward. He's got some players in the penalty area with him. Curtis Thorne and Bushio Benoit have the best of him. Back and forth game thus far. The scoreline indicates it. Both teams have had their shares of opportunities and possession and holding it in the opposing half. Both sides have had their chances on the break. Tormenta's goal, byproduct of that. Meanwhile, Tucson, a little bit more of a structured format, maybe with some luck from the Pablo Haro save, but nonetheless, about an even amount of number of punches thrown for both sides. Here's Summersaw, moving his way forward. Still going. Summersaw plays it out wide to Moeller. Here's Moeller back to the middle for Summersaw. It's saved by Lapsley. The former Tucson player had his bite at goal, but Wallace Lapsley is up for the challenge. Here's your right sure replay. A one-touch shot there from Raheem Summersaw. Earns his team the corner, but he wanted more. Feltien's ball. A little bit low, flicked on target though. No one was there though, right by the front of the goal to get it. Marco Micheletto. He's crafty as always. That's the best word to describe him. Wily would be the other one that comes to my head. Get that take from Raheem Summersaw. Maybe some extra determination to find a goal on this one. Here he is again. According to John Perlman, though, talking about the two former players. That one bites a deflection. Lapsley, not a clean touch on it, but will draw the foul. He's going to go over and help Liati up. Just two guys going for the ball. John Perlman said that motivation depends on the individual. He said he felt like both situations were mutual partings, and in particular, he likes Raheem a lot, and he keeps in touch with them. And they said he's happy that Lazard is doing well. But it's business as usual when the whistle blows, and they're going to do everything they can to exploit those two players' weaknesses, as well as, of course, everybody else on Tormenta. Of course, Tucson, we got bit a little bit by Josh Cohen on Wednesday, another former Tucson player. Did some damage in that affair. We'll see the highlights from that game at halftime, so you'll want to stick around. Maybe not if you're a Tucson player. Just avert your eyes for those few moments. Wonderful work, though, from Schenfeld. He'll get the ball back. Here's Schenfeld's ball. And he finds Moeller. Getting a little confident, Maxi Schenfeld. He wins his team a throw.
Let's go Tucson!
There's Perlman himself.
Tucson!
Done wonders for this team this season, and we'll be back next year. That one nearly given away at a dangerous spot for Calixto, but he couldn't corral it. Also won Coach of the Month, John Perlman. And like any good coach, was quick to say that it was all on the players. Here's Frankie. To Shaq Adams. Decides to keep going with it. His shot will roll harmlessly to Pablo Hara. There he is. Deadly striker, Shaq Adams. Not too many people in the league can keep up with him. Schenfeld having himself a night right now. Not too much wrong with how he's played thus far, outside of the yellow card. No one approaching him, so Fox will progress. Gives it back to Delgado. Good movement from the Tucson side. Find the space and take it. Heated pass from Schenfeld, trying to connect with Calixto. Too ambitious. It's going to be a free kick for Tormenta, and Shocked that Luca Meyer-Feltin isn't going to get a talking to for just blasting that ball away. Maybe a word will get exchanged, but it is a Tormenta free kick. Expected a large crowd here tonight in Tucson, and they've got one that's surely participating in tonight's match. They've been good throughout the year. Got our right shirt stoppage time, 2 minutes for you. From Pets to Jets, right shirt's got you covered.
FC Tucson fans, the fourth official on the field has indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining in the first half.
So after 45, I would say both sides have some things to be happy about, and of course some things to be disappointed about as far as their goals are concerned. Both of them getting by the keeper in one aspect or another. Hara's save just not quite good enough, and then Lapsley got a bit of the ball, but not enough of it. But then, of course, the two have also made some good saves throughout this half, so you win some, you lose some. Not the best pass, and now it's a counterattack opportunity for Tormenta. Mueller didn't get the best touch on that one. Giving the ball right back to the home side. Uh-oh. Restart over here after that second ball found its way onto the pitch. Didn't seem to faze Noah Frankie in the slightest. And we're back at it. 2 minutes have transpired, but of course we had that moment there, so I'm sure our head official will give a couple more moments. Maybe one more chance for Tucson, and then just blow the whistle and call it a half. And that is exactly what she does. So a goal apiece for both sides, both coming from players who aren't necessarily strikers, at least the most notable ones, but Kevin Rodriguez getting his first goal of the season. And then Stefan Mueller, goal number 4 for the wingback. It's a fairly even affair between the two sides, trading punches throughout 45. I'm sure we've got another 45 coming your way. It's been an exciting first half. Lots to play for, and you could see it in the way both sides have put it on the pitch tonight. Halftime content coming up next for you on ESPN Plus, highlights as well as some recapping from today and this week's action. You're not going to want to turn off your screen just yet.
At Raising Cane's, our dining rooms are open, and our crew is serving up hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and my favorite, cane sauce. So come on in for meetups and wind-downs, lunch breaks and dinner fixes, pre-games and after-parties, or whenever your chicken finger cravings hit. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Lately, we've all faced difficult choices. We sacrifice. We choose to stay home, to connect, not to be stuck in our fears. And when we choose each other, life gets better. We choose to be here when you need us, to support you during hard times. We choose strength and hope. We choose you.
Mexico's more than a country. It's a feeling. Wherever you feel Mexican, there is Mexico. It could be in the middle of LA or in the middle of nowhere. It's in our blood. Don't waste time trying to hide it. It's too big, too strong. This is who we are. Let's celebrate it. Tecate. Mexico is in us.
Welcome back to halftime at Keno North Stadium. A great crowd here tonight, and it's a 1-1 show for them after 45 minutes between Tucson and Tormenta. It's been an exciting week 28 of action, and let's catch you up on some of what's been going on throughout this week. And we also got you one of the games from earlier today as well. Starting on Tuesday, though, at Gillette Stadium, Ford Madison going at it once again with New England Revolution 2. And take a look at this. Easy stuff from Justin Rennicks. At least he makes it look easy. I think I'd put a 10 on my board and hang it up in the air because that was a flashy, moxie-filled goal from Rennicks. Madison tried to get back into this game. It was a spirited effort on their part, just looking to keep their season alive with some results. They had a lot of games in hand, but they just couldn't find the connection they needed. Noah Tucson here with maybe the best chance of the evening. And in the end, a 1-0 result for New England Revolution 2 in what has been a contestable series between the two throughout this season. Always hard matches between those two sides. Then on Wednesday, Tucson fans avert your eyes. First, the red card on Tacona Barnathan. A crunching challenge. It was on Peter Pearson. It doesn't look too good there, but Tacona Barnathan's going to look worse after that one. And then Peter Pearson, he's doing all right. There he is again, scoring the goal, giving the lead in the second half for North Carolina FC. They're eliminated, but now they can just play for the love of the game. And just moments later, Selmir Miscic draws the foul inside of the penalty area. And that, coincidentally, consequently is the better word to use there, draws the penalty. And he knows what to do with that ball. Selmir Miscic has a rocket for a foot. He can put some heat behind that ball. A shocking 2-0 win for North Carolina opens things up for a lot of the other teams that are fighting at Tucson to get that final playoff spot. And then tonight, the Richmond Kickers and Ford Madison. From earlier this season, had a big game tonight. And at City Stadium, it was a wild matchup. We're going to quickly go to break. When we come back, we'll have more halftime coverage for you on ESPN+.
Physical therapy is usually the thing you're told to do after medication, x-rays, or even surgery. But what if the best way to fix your aches and pains is to start where you normally finish? At Athletico, our therapists, the same ones who work with world-class athletes and professional dancers, can transform your pain before it progresses to something worse. Because the sooner you start with physical therapy, the sooner you can start changing everything. And it all starts here with no prescription needed at Athletico. Schedule your free assessment today.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, change the channel back.
Sorry, it's up to the wheel.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more like stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Around it comes Fox. Solignat, the back heel in! What a goal!
That's it. Luna is shot into the back. Goal.
Kuramoto has won it for OKC Energy FC. Oh, that is a brilliant goal from the substitute.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Welcome back to halftime here on ESPN Plus. Let's take a look at some of the news and notes from around the league. First off, highlighting Amanda Vandervoort getting the presidential role for the USL Super League. I also think the word murky for playoff picture is a bit too negative for something that's so exciting, given we just don't know what's going to happen these next few weeks as far as who's going to make the playoffs, who's going to have home games, and all that. And then, of course, Asad Liadi getting player of the week. Talked about it in the first half. He has been fantastic, and we get a look at the rest of the team of the week presented by Clear Audio. Liadi, of course, the only player from either team here who gets to highlight, but he gets the nod after getting the hat trick last weekend. Some fantastic goals at that, too. And we look at the goal leaders here. Marco Micheletto, though, in this one, but earlier today, Emiliano Terzaghi breaking the single-season record for most goals in a single season with 17, had the brace in a win over Madison just a couple hours ago. And then in the assist leader race, you see Devin Boyce with a couple assists, popped George Acosta in the race, and then got Charlie Dennis with 6 just outside of this box here from the Tucson perspective. But the race continues on with a couple more games left for each team this season. And then in the goals against category, neither team tonight have got someone in this race, but they're still both talented keepers in their own regard. Kira Fitzgerald leading the league in clean sheets and saves. And then Joe Rice having one heck of a performance earlier today against the Greenville Triumph. Almost fending off the entire attack himself. Just trying to keep his team in it. Now, mentioning that matchup, here are the results from earlier today in case you missed it. I want to go back and watch some of the highlights from these ones. Some huge results here. The biggest one being Toronto getting the 2-1 win at Chattanooga. A huge result for them. And how about Paul Rothrock getting a brace in that one? This guy has come out of nowhere and has just started scoring goals after goals. Huge for Toronto. They're still in the playoff race. And there's still more to be had. Tomorrow we've got another match that's very important for both sides. North Texas trying to stay around the playoff line. Meanwhile, Fort Lauderdale looking to avoid elimination. Fort Madison earlier today suffered a loss and are on the brink of it. Tormenta, a loss tonight would knock them out of it. And Fort Lauderdale just coming off of that crazy 4-4 draw with Tormenta last weekend. Maybe he's looking to find a couple more goals against North Texas. Both sides capable of scoring a bunch. So you may want to tune in tomorrow. Sundays in League One are wild, so I wouldn't want to miss the opportunity to watch something crazy. And then you've got the rest of the week's action coming in week 29. Some big games. Greenville Triumph and Chattanooga maybe vying for that bye, because it seems so obvious throughout the year that it would be Omaha and Chattanooga. But now they have slipped up, and the Triumph reigning champions may look to take their spot in that regard. Richmond may have something to say about that as well. This upcoming schedule, of course, presented by Sheridan. We've got the highlights from this game and stats from this game coming up next, right here on ESPN Plus. Do not turn off the screen.
There once was a time when I went traveling through the night, when I woke up to my surprise, saw a sliver of big, big sky.
Let's be honest, the world has changed. Everything is done a little differently now. But what hasn't changed is the time that you spend with us is still amazing. And even though things have been tough, we are here to help you unwind. Sheraton Tucson, showing you that the good times are back. We can't wait to see you. So get ready. It's time to check in.
Physical therapy is usually the thing you're told to do after medication, x-rays, or even surgery. But what if the best way to fix your aches and pains is to start where you normally finish? At Athletico, our therapists, the same ones who work with world-class athletes and professional dancers, can transform your pain before it progresses to something worse. Because the sooner you start with physical therapy, the sooner you can start changing everything. And it all starts here with no prescription needed at Athletico. Schedule your free assessment today.
And welcome back to Tucson. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first 45 minutes of action, brought to you by Right Sure. It was a pretty even affair, and a minute in, it got started from the get-go. Nick O'Callahan trying to set the tone. It didn't score, but maybe mission accomplished in the tone-setting department. Came in to have another chance later in the game, and then just a couple moments later, Tucson with a response. Pavahara had to get up in the air and make something happen. Back and forth we would go throughout the entirety of this game, and then Noah Frankie with a heated shot. Hara lets it spill, and Kevin Rodriguez, first goal of the season. NIU Husky puts it away. Wonderful work from him to be where he could pick up an opportunity like that. But then the response, Tormenta on the counterattack. What's new? Liotti squares it over to Mueller, and he gets his fourth goal of the season. Excellent response from a side, desperate for 3 points. He even was able to get to it despite Lapsley's ability to get on top of that ball for just a moment. Determination from Stefan Mueller. That's been his story all season. Then later, back again on the other side. It just continues to go back and forth. Delgado's shot skying over the crossbar. Definitely not his best attempt from distance. But you let a guy like that take shots like that every now and then. And then on the other end, Stefan Mueller squares in the middle. Somersault with the chance. Great save by Lapsley. Quick reaction time. It was an exciting first half of action. It could go any way for the second half as we take a look at the halftime stats. Tucson holding more of the possession, but in the end, both sides looked pretty good and looked poised to maybe score another goal or two here in the second half of action. So I would not go to bed early tonight. This one could come down to the wire. Dory Monroy getting everything ready. Getting her watch set. .45 to go. Tormenta need another goal and need 3 points to stay alive. Tucson, they're seeing the other teams catch up to them. Toronto with the win earlier today. North Texas could come away with the win tomorrow, potentially. They've got to find a result here. Nice. Quick reactive passing. Rodriguez on the ball once again. Takes a nice step. Was able to draw the foul just outside the penalty area. Was able to shake by Candela. Goal scorer showing some slippery feet here. It's going to be a quick set piece chance for the home side. Take a look at this Right Sure replay. Right Insurance, from pets to jets. There's Charlie Dennis. Saw at halftime, 6 assists, just outside of the assist leaders board. Assist leader board, 7 for George Acosta, 8 for Boyce, 9 for Ruiz, and 6 for Dennis. But he'll look to break that sequence here. Low swinger, and the deflection goes over. Crafty little opportunity there, and Mo Kone looking to get on the score sheet. He doesn't have a goal yet for Tucson. Mid-season addition, Mohamed Kone. Look at that. Found its way all the way to the guy he was looking for. That's good stuff. Mo Kone, 27 years old, from the Ivory Coast. This is his 10th start and 11th appearance of the year. He has 1 assist, but still looking for that first goal. He is a holding midfielder, though, so it's not the #1 worry on his mind. He'll have his hands full with Azad Liadi and Marco Micheletto and making sure that those two don't have their way with the pitch. Schenfeld had a good first half outside a yellow card. Looking to pick up where he left off. Schenfeld's a long ball. Looking to connect with Calixtro, but that's a tough pass to connect with. Let's see what kind of adjustments this man has made. Neither team decided to switch up their personnel. So either they made no tactical changes, or it was only via mindset, formation, and how they wanted to move the ball around. And maybe there was a pep talk in there, especially for Ian Cameron's side. They get out there and find a result. Not to say that Perlman wouldn't also have a pep talk of sorts. It's do or die for Tormenta. Everyone nearly split the defensive side. Luca Meyer-Feltian. Side just in the middle. Good work from Candela despite the congestion. A lot more settled down here in this second half. The first half started off at quite a high pace, both sides just going end to end. But Tucson maybe trying to cool things down a little bit, be a little bit more processed. Definitely benefits them in trying to keep the counterattack from happening for Tormenta. In moments like that where they could quickly step on a pass and throw bodies up the pitch. Looking for the perfect pass there. Muller couldn't get it. A shove there thrown by Sergi Noose, and he will be caught in the act by Adore Monroy. After that crazy 4-4 draw last week for Tormenta, Ian Cameron mentioned that we don't want to get into another transitional race like that. He said it happens more often in American soccer than it does across the pond, but he also gave the caveat, we have to win. And if a race back and forth where defending may not be as great as people would like, if that's what it takes, then he'll let his players cheat forward and get into a track meet. It's not a desirable result, and maybe not the one with the best chances of winning, but if it's the only way to win, then he's not going to shy away from it if he sees it. Much like Fort Lauderdale, Tucson's not a team you really want to get into a goal frenzy with. They have got the weapons to keep up. Here's Adams. Good little turn from Calixtro, and his shot, oh my word. That would have been brilliant if that was just a hair lower. The turn and go from Gio Calixtro. Look at this again on the right shoulder replay. Just switch and rips one, and that, whew, that would have been scary good. Will launch this one across the pitch. So far it's been pretty much all Tucson to start. Yachty went down once or twice in the first half and looks like he got hit in the face. Yachty. 3 goals and 3 assists in his time at Tucson. And it looks like I hit in the eye because I'm just going to wash it out. Take a look and see if we can catch it. Yep, there it is right there. Okone just got his fingers all over the face of Azad Liati. That's just never comfortable. Just fingers in your eye. I'll have to walk off the pitch for now and get waved back on, but that's not the kind of thing that'll knock you down for the count. Unless it was serious, but most pokes to the eye are just painful more than anything. Will be Tucson ball. There's Delgado. Liati wave back onto the game. Got another free kick for Tucson here. Benoit guilty of the foul. He came back from an injury and is someone that they're definitely happy to have back. Tormenta.
Let's go Tucson.
On the wrong side of that foul there on the right shoulder replay. Dennis's ball floats up high. It's headed on target, and it just goes wide. It looked like Kalen Fox at the mouth of the goal. He couldn't get the final touch on it. A floating ball from Dennis. Nodded into the center, and oh, he's just inches short. That would have been a wonderful set-piece goal for Tucson, but to no avail. Just off the mark, too much on it. Looking for Shaq Adams, that's hard to do.
Reminder, FC Tucson fans.
Can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Niola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app. Big Stro. Sending it forward for Adams, and he gets to it. Shaq Adams takes another step. It's Adams still. Shaq Adams holds onto it, tries to chip it to Rodriguez. Oh, too much on that ball. The individual effort from Shaq Adams there goes to show you why so many teams, so many coaches and players circle his name when they match up with Tucson. He can burn you. Take a look at that again. Right shoulder replay. Nutmeg's Thorn just move the ball at will. And you like the idea and the inventiveness from him. Probably another foul, this time drawn by Charlie Dennis. It's definitely been a Tucson second half. Drawn fouls, created some chances. The crowd will like what they're seeing so far, but want to also see some results. Dennis behind it. Here it comes. Swinging in, doesn't make contact with a Tucson player. And oh, that's abysmal on that touch. Had the space, had the time. Poor work from Azad Liati. He'll want that one back. Kalen Fox gives it to Schenfeld. Foul will be called there. A late whistle. Some upset reactions from Tormenta, but they will have to bunker down once again. Curtis Thorne guilty of the foul there. The Englishman. Will be another Englishman, Charlie Dennis, behind it. Look to serve in another delightful ball. Nearly had the goal on that other free kick. That's not a bad one again. Deflection falls down to the feet of one Luca Mastrantonio, but he can't get it past Pablo Jara and the defense. Hands on his head. That was a lucky break for him, and he couldn't put it away. Another good ball. Misfortune there. The deflection off of Nico Callahan and Sergi Noose. Here on this Nova Home Loans corner kick. That one a little bit too high. Once again, looking for Mastrantonio. That was a physical challenge from Liati. He's able to win the throw-in for his side. They gotta get themselves out of this corner and gotta get themselves out of this block they are stuck in. To get the ball out of that vicinity. It will be Tucson ball once again. Actually, no, not going to be tracked down by Kalen Fox. That's what Tormenta needs. Just spread the pitch out once again. And that's a careless throw and not the execution that they're looking for. It's getting a little bit sloppy here in the second half. Here's Frankie moving forward. Engulfed by Obinwa there. Back to Dennis though. Now Noah Frankie on the ball again. Players tumbling over. No foul called there. Tormenta win the ball back though. And back we go. Just a scrum for the ball. The foul will be called this go around. Another free kick for Tucson. And that's going to earn a yellow card. Get you confirmation on who that is. It's going to be Nico Callahan. Well, the theme tonight has been yellow card number 9, and once again here, Nico Callahan gets his 9th of the season. That being a Vantage West Credit Union yellow card.
Let's go Tucson!
Well, they've had their fair share of free kick and set piece chances, Tucson, especially here in the second half. They've done pretty well on the setups, courtesy of Charlie Dennis. Just looking for the right one. The one that's just a little bit better. little bit better on the receiving end, to be quite honest. Whistle blows, and here it comes. And that one also falls into the lap of some players and gets poked out for a corner. Tormenta need to deal with this one on first contact better. Here's a Nova home loan Sunrise Branch corner kick for you. Val Delgado will be the one to take it, but he does have the option to just give it out to Kevin Rodriguez. He doesn't do so. Not the best corner kick, no one to connect on it. Feed back into play, and Hara will fall. Got a player down for the visitors. It's Nico Callahan. Let's see what's up with him. We'll get a trainer to come out. 60 minutes have passed, 1 goal apiece. We'll take a look at this right shore replay here. I actually get to see right here. Doesn't look like it was any sort of maybe suffered an unfortunate kick on that collision with Mo Kone. And that's just one that sticks around for a little while. Not the best few minutes for Nico Callahan. Yellow card, and then one of the last places you want to feel a boot hit against you. And he's walking it off. Get way back on here in a moment. Games like this, you just got to get through it. It's not about coming out unscathed, it's about coming out with a result. We'll wait patiently before putting it back into play. There's the tap, and there's the launch. Ooh, that was a thunk of a collision. Both players all right, though. Gotti able to win the throw for Tormenta. It's been all Tucson this half. And Tormenta find a sign of life. They need a goal here because they need a victory, or else their playoff hopes are extinguished. Substitution coming up soon here for Tormenta, but not yet. Up it goes. Look at the speed there by Raheem Summersall, dashing across the pitch to get there in time. I'll give it to Benoit there. Another Tormenta throw. We're going to get that substitution here. They're going to hold it. Unfortunately for the former Tucson man, Raheem Summersall is going to come out of the game.
Number 16, Kobe Perez.
Much more of a holding midfielder. Summersall going to come in for Kobe Perez. Provide a little bit more of an aggressive mindset. Has 2 goals and an assist this year. Perez, 24 years old, from Dalton, Georgia. He's itching to get on. This being a right shore substitution, and actually the first one of the match. Gone quite a while without anybody coming off the bench. But these decisions are crucial for Ian Cameron. And it's also a decision by John Perlman to opt not to throw some of his players in. He's got some talented players on the bench, including Derry Korf. He's yet to ask his number. Now here's Shaq Adams. Lots of space for the speedster. Adams stepping forward, puts it in the middle. Here's Rodriguez! And it's a brace for Kevin Rodriguez, giving Tucson the lead once again. It's a Texan 2 for Kevin Rodriguez tonight. This goal brought to you by Cicharo. They've had the better hand of this game here in the second 45. And what a night for Kevin Rodriguez. No goals coming in. Gets the start and now has 2 to his name. I think it was also a good step on that right Cherie play by Charlie Dennis to let the striker who is coming in running, let him get the right angle on the right shot. Would have been a little awkward for the midfielder to touch that ball, but there he is, Kevin Rodriguez. An avid juggler. A man of many talents. Now a man of many goals. Now, Tormenta find themselves in a deeper hole. They needed a goal to take the lead. Now they're gonna need 2. Again, a draw is not enough. There's still ample time though. If we learned anything from last weekend, this team can score. Before that game last weekend, it was actually a Tucson game that was the highest scoring one of the year. 3-3 draw with Greenville. It was the first time this season that scoring 3 goals wasn't enough to win the match, and then got one up a couple weeks later. Dry Pink Stadium, of course. It'll be a free kick for Tormenta. And this is when you start thinking, Fury and Cameron, maybe we just break this game open and start throwing bodies forward, because it's now or never. In a corner and the flag will go up. No defensive work necessary for Tucson. USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Well, the crowd can be entertained by how things have panned out tonight thus far. Also get a brace from a face that they're not used to. No, it's not Jack Adams. No, it's not Charlie Dennis. It's Kevin Rodriguez. There's the assist, though, from Jack Adams, his second of the year. That was quite a flicked pass there to Candela. Need to get cooking quickly, and hopefully a handball there from Liotti. Tried to play it off, but to no avail. Minutes plus added time to go. That's 20 minutes between a victory for Tucson and elimination for Tormenta. Given the way things panned out today, there was a chance for New England, Greenville, or Richmond to clinch their playoff spots. with wins. So New England, of course, didn't win earlier today, so they lost their chance. And then for both Richmond and Greenville, they were looking at Tucson and Toronto to not find wins, and well, Toronto did their part, and Tucson currently holding on to that lead, so no clinching tonight for either of those sides. Not that even a Tucson loss tonight would have done that given the Toronto result. But now it won't be any clinching this weekend should this result hold, because the other game that those teams are looking at will be tomorrow's fixture with North Texas and Fort Lauderdale. Perez with a straight line. Tried to pass it in a straight line as well forward to Liotti. Couldn't go that far. Tormenta, the second team eliminated. It's crazy to think about given how close we are to the end of the season. Madison not technically eliminated, but in honest actuality, a lot would have to go their way from this point onward. Chenzo Candela there. Until he's hit the turf once or twice tonight. Frankie running, keeps going. Got to get him back to him by Calixtro, but and it gets blasted out of play for a goal kick. See Wallace Lapsley there getting on the ball. Put the free kick into play. It's not a guy I've asked about this season with John Perlman, and I think he's a character that is worth highlighting. According to John Perlman, he's the most professional person he's ever met, or as professional person he's ever met, and he said he's an extremely positive, thoughtful guy, and he tries to hold himself to a higher standard each and every practice. He said, frankly, he's been hard done at times by us and by our team. Now we'll get played out. I said that was Lapsley on the other, and that was Pablo Jara, but Wallace Lapsley worth talking about either way. Here he is now. Curtis Thorne. Hopeful cross in the middle. It's hoofed out by Mastrantoni, and this will be a corner kick for Tormenta. Had a chance to score a goal earlier, but his team is in the lead nonetheless. A guy that has the vote of confidence from John Perlman. No Dakota Barnathan, no problem. We've got an engine in Mastrantonio and Fox in the center. They'll have to hold firm here. That's a nice ball to Lukemeyer-Felty, and his placement's good. The follow-up is there. The offside flag will fly up, though. Indignant from the keeper, Wallace Lapsley, either way. But Kobe Perez will not get his third goal of the season. It was offside after the kick was taken, and Lukemeyer-Feltian's shot was the touch that put him offside. It's a nice little play there from Tormenta. But yeah, look at that. Good call from the assistant official. That'll do it. Probably a handball. Free kick for Tucson. They needed that goal there, Tormenta. Would have given them a 15-minute window to find another one. But things are going to get tight here. So Wallace Lapsley angry at his team there. Loves to read, and will read books on Darwin on flights when they go to games. So much like many of the keepers. He's a bit of a weirdo, but he's the right kind of weirdo in this case. And he also contributes a lot to the way that John Perlman thinks, according to the head coach. He's an influential guy, Wallace Lapsley. That one carelessly given away. Here's Candela. We need to make something happen soon. Finds it over to Micheletto. Micheletto Tries to square into the middle. Liati goes for the acrobats off the deflection. And then we've got a little bit of an altercation after the fact. He's pleading his case that he got caught on the legs of the defender he was matched up with. Take a look at that right shirt replay. I don't know about that. Some complaints from Mastro Antonio. No yellow card for Liati there, though.
Substitutions for
but we will get a sub.
Into the game, number 14.
It's going to be Christo Strickler coming into the game.
Coming out, number 17, Shaq Adams. And with 2 goals, number 11, Kevin Rodriguez. Coming in for Tormenta FC.
So Kevin Rodriguez's night is over. 2 goals for him. And coming in is Derek Korf. We knew he'd make his appearance at some point in time, but looks at the field longingly on this right shirt substitution. What a night for Kevin Rodriguez. It's the 7th guy this season to have a brace or more in a match for Tucson, so that just goes to show you the depth of this team. And I mean, you bring out Derek Korf. What a show.
Tonight's attendance is 1,018 of the rowdiest, cactus hugging, Sonoran hot dog eating.
One player's done it twice, but you understand what I mean by that. And then also making his 2nd straight appearance and his 2nd appearance of the season, Aliun Jakate coming in for Shaq Adams, a new addition to the roster for FC Tucson. And on the other side, Christo Strickler in for Luca Meyer-Feltian, so a forward for a winger. All those substitutions, of course, right shirt substitutions. Here's Korf now. Not too long before he gets a touch. Mentioned him in the pregame. Danger from the wings for Tucson and against Tormenta. That 2nd goal, very much one of those cases where Shaq Adams slipped into that space and made something happen. Here's Strickler, Christo Strickler. Tries a weave past Fox. Can't do that, but he'll hold up play. Forward, looking for his 1st goal of the season. Nicoletto threads the ball over to Thorne. Can he keep it in play? He does, but nobody's there for it. Doesn't really put the kind of pass he'd want on it. Had to focus it all on making sure it didn't go past the byline. That back heel's kept in play. Well done by Dennis to Jakate. I'm not sure if that ball was meant to be a shot or a cross, but split the difference. Once again, coming from Senegal, Aliun Jakate. Didn't have anywhere to play in 2020. Of course, 2020 was quite the year, so you can't blame him. Before that was with Indy 11. Seeking pass for Liati there. Wasn't looking at that chipped pass from Obinwa. Mara's gonna favor forward and forward as this game goes on. 10 minutes plus added time to go. Tormenta still need 2 goals to stay alive in the playoff race. Kate's ball goes over to Korf. Maybe looking for a nail in the coffin here. Derek Korf, 1-on-1, still going, takes the shot, and it's knocked away by Pablo Jara. Pablo Jara doing his bidding there. The right shirt replay. Here's another Nova Home Loans corner kick. Nova Home Loans Sunrise Branch corner kick, to be precise. FC Tucson here. There's been tons and tons of set pieces tonight for them, especially in the 2nd half. For a Tucson throw. Athletic Brewing Company believes you shouldn't have to sacrifice your ability to be healthy, active, and at your best to enjoy great beer. so they created their innovative lineup of refreshing, non-alcoholic craft beers. Visit athleticbrewing.com to find their beer in stores near you. Another moment, another foul drawn by Tucson, in particular Charlie Dennis. It's just been that kind of half for Tormenta. Tucson looking to see this one out. A victory tonight would slip them above Toronto FC once again after their win earlier today. A huge win for Toronto over at CHI Memorial Stadium in Chattanooga. Here's Dennis's ball. And this one just finds its way in. Oh my goodness! Charlie Dennis! What a fantastic goal! A worldie from the midfielder, and he basks in the crowd. Wow! From the spot! That goal brought to you by C. Charo, and good night, Tormenta. Wow. That's the only word I can come up with to describe that. Just perfect placement. I don't know if any keeper in the league could stop this. He took a shot from that spot. That is absurd. That one bent in at the last moment. Charlie Dennis, 8th goal of the season. Good grief. Now Tormenta need nothing short of a miracle to come back into this game. And we got one more right shirt substitution. Nicky Jackson coming in for Benoit. Striker for holding mid. During that celebration from Charlie Dennis that Nicky Jackson made his way into the game. Thorne's ball comes in. Thorne's ball. At this point, time is ticking for Tormenta. They would need 3 goals to stay alive in this League One season. Liotti. Liotti finds a shot and will go wide. This. Gonna be a goal kick. Retrieved by Tormenta. They'll take their time, Tucson. I don't have to worry too much, though, about it. 2-goal lead. Of course, I wouldn't want a partial furious comeback from Tormenta to make it 3-3 even. That would be a detriment to their chances. The crowd is rowdy right now. As Danny Bedoya comes in for the wonderful goal scorer, Charlie Dennis. This right shirt substitution. Get some fresh legs in there. Get some minutes for Danny Bedoya, who's been a key part of this team for a lot of this season. And also getting ready, Alex Knox for Maxi Schenfeld. Another right shirt substitution. They come in now for John Perlman. Maybe also just to make sure Schenfeld doesn't get another yellow card. Of course, we want to get some minutes for Alex Knox as well. Flexible player for John Perlman, Alex Knox. Came in and was all over the pitch on Wednesday after they went down a man. Kind of needed him to wear 2 hats. exposed yet again. 18 fouls conceded by Tormenta tonight thus far. Here's Korf still with the ball. He gets taken down. No penalty called. Some mercy from Adore Monroy, the head official. Derek Korf would like to get on the score sheet. Mickey Jackson. So the first little bout of action. We'll draw the foul here. Bleaker and bleaker for Tormenta here. Put up a valiant effort all season long. Fought through numerous terrible injuries. Here's Micheletto. Mickey Jackson. This touch is a little heavy, but it will be a foul for Tormenta. Free kick spot that Luca Meyer-Feltian may have some ability to work with. Take a look at the right sure replay. So you saw those substitutions coming in. Look, Meyer-Feltian's not even in the game anymore. Totally slipped my mind. I'll have to see who else is maybe got a boot, but has to play second fiddle to a guy who's fantastic on set pieces. Looks like it's Kobe Perez. Him or Sergi Noose. This ball comes in, punched over the crossbar by Lapsley. We have corner kick now. Well done by the keeper from Seattle. Sergi Noose the one on that one. Shot. Here's the ball. Sent skyward by Mastrantonio. Pleading for a handball, but won't get it. A bit of a counterattack chance for Tucson. Jacate finds Korf. Korf will draw the foul off of Nick O'Callahan. This will be a free kick chance for Tucson. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Nick O'Callahan already on a yellow card. I don't want to collect a second one here for the final game of the season, of course. Doesn't look like the game will be, but so crucial. Of course, you would like to play out that last game of the season and walk out with your team with your head held high. This is a Tormenta team that has suffered some brutal injuries throughout this season, and they have made it work. They started off the season in bad form, and they made some changes and made it work. This looks like it's the end for them. It's going to be against a team that were able to change their fortunes just a little bit more. 5 more minutes, though, of Reicher stoppage time. Well, I think tonight we've seen a range of goals from Tucson. Of course, you had the follow-up from Rodriguez, the great play to Shaq Adams and the excellent pass to Rodriguez for the second, and then just an unthinkable free kick goal from Charlie Dennis, and it kind of proves the point that John Perlman made when talking about how they just need to score goals because they were in a bit of a funk coming into this game. And he said there's different ways to goals. Sometimes you miss the easy ones, and sometimes you make the unthinkable. We just need to keep shooting. We have to keep attacking. We know we can run up the score. You've seen it here tonight. The promise fulfilled, the promise kept from John Perlman and his side. They'll look to keep that going moving forward. Got a trip to Madison coming up next weekend. Tough place to play, Bree Stevens Field. Place teams like to play. Although they got the job done tonight, still got to keep it up because North Texas, Toronto, New England are all still there in the thick of it with them. Gonna get a debut tonight as well. Luke Lawrence, 20 years old, signed back in May, and you can hear the cheer from the crowd. One last right shirt substitution. Turned 20 recently, and now is going to make his professional debut. Grew up in Tucson and Phoenix, and played at the Barcelona Residency Academy, and played with their U18, U19 team. And now here he is. This will be a memorable night for him and his family. So congratulations to Luke Lawrence, making his way on the pitch this season. Strickler whiffing on that ball. This will be a free kick for Tucson. There he is on the ball, getting it to him. Luke Lawrence, that is. Now Strickler moving forward. It's the final moments of a Tormenta season. It's given away to Derry Korf. Teams looking to make their first League One playoff appearances in their franchise history. Of course, both have been involved in the league since its start in 2019, so Tormenta will have to wait a little longer, but Tucson still in the race for it. And after the final whistle, we'll sit in a playoff spot as it stands. And we'll glide for a goal kick. And actually, no matter what occurs tomorrow between North Texas and Fort Lauderdale, Tucson will hold that 6th spot for now. They've got the tiebreaker over North Texas, even if they win with more wins on the season. That's the first one. So that might be something to pay attention to if you're a Tucson fan or just a League One fan in general. The first tiebreaker is not goal differential, but total wins on the season. Slip up from Lapsley gives the ball to Azad Liati. And then his touch, too heavy, and I'll be out for corner kick. Final moments of a contending season for Tormenta. They still have one more bout. It'll be against North Carolina FC next weekend. Or next time out at Wake Med Soccer Park. There it is. FC Tucson with a convincing 3-1 win tonight. And FC Tormenta, or Tormenta FC, eliminated from playoff contention by John Perlman's side. A 3-1 win for the home team. A valiant effort from the visitors. But a valiant effort this season. Not enough for Tormenta to make postseason play. It's also win number 10 for FC Tucson this season, win number 8 for John Perlman. We take a look at Kevin Rodriguez. He scored not only his first goal of the season, but his second, and he's your right shirt man of the match. I believe deservedly so. What a night from him. And then we'll take a look at the play of the match, which is also Kevin Rodriguez. We'll take a look at it here. Wonderful stuff on this one. Shaq Adams doing what Shaq Adams does. This right shirt play of the match. Excellent teamwork, and we'll get another look at it here. Just a shifty guy, Shaq Adams. Dangerous against any team. And able to get and incorporate another Tucson striker in the multiple goal scoring fun. And they look like they had a good time here tonight. Well, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll do highlight stats, and we'll kind of recap the day here on ESPN+.
At Tucson International Airport, we're nonstop for family reunions
and first-time meetings for our teams and our heroes. I'm Danette Bewley, CEO of the Tucson Airport Authority, where we are nonstop supporting jobs and prosperity as an economic engine for the entire southern Arizona region, all without any local tax dollars. Tucson International Airport is nonstop for Tucson.
Kick off your shoes and go barefoot with us. Laugh with us. Yes, girl, with us. Surprise with us. Good times with us. Celebrate you with us. Strike a pose with us. Swap with us. Sip barefoot wine with us. Put down your phone and relax with us. Be you with us. Barefoot with us.
And we're back for post-game coverage here at Keno North Stadium. The fans got a treat tonight. Some great goals from their home side in a 3-1 victory over Tormenta, an elimination victory for the home team, FC Tucson. Let's take a look at the full-time highlights here, brought to you by Reicher. Take you back down what occurred in the 90-plus minutes. It started off with Noah Frankie, a heated shot that was followed up by a first goal of the season by Kevin Rodriguez. What a night for him again. Our player of the match, mind you, Kevin Rodriguez. But Tormenta were able to find a response, and we're not going to go down easily. Azad Liati didn't get a goal against his former team, but did get the assist. And Stefan Muller, a wonderful effort on his part to keep chasing after the ball, to get there before one of 3 Tucson players could. This one kept it interesting. After the halftime whistle, it really turned into a home side affair. Shaq Adams, excellent squaring of the ball. Charlie Dennis with good awareness to get off of it, knowing that his teammate was there for it in a better angle. And it's a brace for Kevin Rodriguez. 7th multiple goal performance of the season for a Tucson striker. Then the 83rd minute, believe your eyes, that did happen. Charlie Dennis with just a bender of a goal. Was he really trying to score there? I don't think it matters. He'll take that any day. Look at the full-time stats. It was a lot more even after a 45, but in the second half, Tucson dominated possession and had the better hand of shots. Just a great performance from them. Really put their foot on the pedal and dominated that game in the second half to assert their dominance. Well, let's take a look at all that happened today in Week 28 action. Still another matchup tomorrow, but some significant results tonight. And if you are a Tucson fan, you better start having your eyes on every matchup for the rest of the season. It's going to be a tight one. As you take a look at the standings now, the Clear Channel Outdoor standings, Tucson does get back above the playoff line, retaking that spot from Toronto after they won earlier today. North Texas, even with the win tomorrow, will not encroach that spot from Tucson. They can only go as high as 7th place, even if they draw with 36 points. And mathematically, Fort Madison still in the race. Of course, they have to win out and hope that a couple other balls bounce their way, but including Tucson losing. So it's still not over for them. But you're going to want to check out the match tomorrow if you're a Tucson fan, especially North Texas, one of the competitors for that final playoff spot. It'll kick off at 7:30 Eastern against Fort Lauderdale down in South Florida. But for this matchup today at Keno North Stadium, thank you for watching this one. For my entire broadcast team crew, I'm Mark Schoenster. Have a good night, and I hope your weekend continues to be great right here on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.